This video is sponsored by JNC Collectibles website at jnccollectibles.com. Be sure to check them out for all your TCG needs, from sealed products to sleeves to playmats. Link is in the description box below. Thank you, and back to the video.
What's up, everybody? This is Jib with Team JNC, and I'm here with Sean Pittman, Josh, Shu, Jose, Lundredy, and we are having a small discussion getting ready for YCS Indianapolis. So how's everybody doing tonight?
Good, yeah.
I'm doing great. So, first question. How do you guys feel that Legacy of Destruction has impacted this upcoming YCS? Because this is the first NA YCS with the cards legal, and I feel like Tenpai has been doing very good on the regional level.
You bet.
Okay.
Has it?
I think so. I think it's been doing very, very well. A lot of nationals have been going on in South America and Europe, and I feel like Tenpai has had the second most representation in most of them, and has won a couple. So,
what's the first representation?
I don't think it really.
Snake Eye.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't think it really changes much in the format, because everyone that was still playing Snake Eyes is like still gonna play Snake Eyes, and the people that weren't, like some of them will move over to playing Tenpai or Yubel, but they're still playing like what's considered like a rogue deck, I guess. It just changes that, like, maybe you side when you're playing like Snake Eyes, you side different cards in preparation for like maybe the rounds that you'll play those matchups, but I don't think the format's actually changed that much.
Well, they dropped the best card of the year, bro. Snake Eye Diabell Star.
Yeah, that card's really good. It's really, really good for the Snake Eye deck. Changes a lot of the lines. Helps the deck play through hand traps. I think it's just a solid card all around. So, that's interesting. So you don't think that Tenpai really changes the format that much? I kind of feel the opposite. I feel like Tenpai changes the way you do deck building right now. Because I feel like that deck is a deck you have to respect in deck building. Or else you're just going to lose to it. Because it is a very good deck in my opinion.
Kind of agree with what Jose was saying. Because, like, yeah, you kind of have to respect it a little bit. But it's not like you're taking out, like, Ash or Imperms or Valor outside of your main deck. You're more so respecting it the side deck, because I think it's really hard to respect Tenpai in the main deck. Like, there aren't that many cards in the main decks that are like, oh, you play this card versus Tenpai and it's really good, but still like playable in the main deck. So you're kind of on the same boat.
People playing Fucho, that's kind of buns.
Yeah, some people playing
people are playing
Fucho,
Fucho,
Lyra Lusk, and the newest one is Tryhard that some people are playing. Thanks to Gabriel Susi.
Tryhard's like the realest one out of that.
I think it's definitely Fucho, but
what, dude? No.
No, Fucho's just easy to make when you
Changing the topic. Getting Sean Pittman his first YCS top.
Woo! Let's go!
yeah. Sean Pittman just started the testing arc yesterday. So.
God yes. Let's see if it elevates the gameplay. Yes. Sean Pittman discovers testing. Like, come on, bro.
That's crazy.
So, Shu, what have you been thinking about the format? You've been like kind of killing on the regional scene right now. Like, how are you feeling?
It took me 2 weeks to just go through all the trials and errors in the remote duel regionals, and I got absolutely 0 points there out of 2 weeks. That's how I did well last weekend.
Yeah,
I would just say the format I don't think Tenpai really impact us much, but like the fact. There's like other thing that resulted by Tenpai that caused a lot of people changes. I feel there's just more hand traps than last format. It's probably because Tenpai running more than Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Resulting the average hand trap being a lot more. Kind of had to adapt to that.
Yeah, I agree. To kind of piggyback over that, yeah, I agree. Like, last format, it really felt like the only deck that was really hand trapping you was the Mirror. But like now, this format, it's other decks that are playing 15 plus hand traps, which that kind of brings me to another, because we've talked briefly about Tenpai and its impact on the format. But I think something that is surprising that has a lot of impact that's coming out of Legacy Destruction was Melodious. Like, as an engine and as a deck, I'm pretty surprised to see how well that deck is doing. How do you guys feel about that deck?
Dude, Pure's like, I don't know, that deck's so annoying. It's like hand traps just don't do anything to it.
I don't think that deck is that good now we know about it. Like,
yeah, the only card that feels strong is Ostinato.
Yeah, like there were a lot of people thinking Baja's untouchable at the beginning. Turned out you can just imperm that card like normally.
Mm-hmm.
Not Orange Light's like the scariest Melodious card.
Yeah, that card
Yeah,
is nice.
Storing's so good.
It just feels like a better like Marincess when like
Yeah.
Marincess was good, where like it doesn't rely on its normal summon too much because it has like the powerful spell cards, but it's still like just not the best option. But it's just like a clean deck that can play a lot of non-engine, so it's always gonna be played to some extent. So
Yeah, bro. It plays
people
rivalry.
just have a disdain for like playing the best deck or playing Snake Eye or playing Tear Limit when it was the best deck for some reason. So like those other decks that are like fringe, like good decks still will always like see play. And it's just like Melodious's time for it to be one of those decks.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that Melodious is definitely, it's just another hand trap deck. It's in the past, like you said, we've seen like decks like Melodious, decks like even like going further back, like decks like Adignister, decks like Trickstars, decks that just have like a very compact engine and can just fit a lot of not engine, and the ceiling isn't really too high, but it's just like annoying to play against.
Yeah, but the difference between that deck and those decks is like Ostinato's just wild.
Yeah, that card is crazy. So how do you guys feel about the Melodious, to keep on with the conversation about Melodious, how do you guys feel about it as an engine in other decks? Because that's been seeing a lot of play also.
It's so big a commitment to run that. It's like
Yeah.
Ostinato is powerful, but everything besides that are so annoying, so bricky if you draw it. Like you really have to play a deck that has good synergy with both the pen skills and the lock you into only pen light. Besides, if you cannot utilizing those, even a deck like Snake Eye just end up as being like not necessary, or it's not worth the brick.
Yeah.
More normals, more breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, it just doesn't really flow with anything. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, it just takes away from the appeal of these decks, which is not engine.
I definitely agree. Like I've seen a trend lately of like the Snake Eye decks playing more than 40. Like that was something that was already kind of seeing experimentation, but like I know like Ruben got second at one of the YCSs. He's playing the Melodious version of the Snake Eye, and I was under the impression that he played like 46 cards just to like fit the Melodious engine while still having like 15 hand traps, you know? Like just playing a larger deck count.
You kind of have to with the inclusion of Snake Idea about. Like the card is so powerful, it's almost wrong to not play it if you can. But at the same time, it is a hard brick along with the mostly two flamber you already have. So the easy way to dilute this ratio is just to increase the amount of cards you have.
Agreed.
It's similar logic as like doing Rescue Ace half a year ago. People were going like 42, 44 just to reduce the odds you seeing like rescue contain extinguish.
Yeah. I agree. So yeah, back to the topic of YCS Indy and kind of like the overarching topic. Like, what do you guys expect to see like this weekend? Like, how do you expect the numbers to be on representation? Obviously, we expect like Snake Eye to be the most represented deck, but after that, what are you guys feeling from the other decks?
Which is be
Definitely
Empire.
Tempo. And then after that, it's just like a cesspool of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Voiceless.
Yeah, that's another big one because Voices just got Blessing, and I think that card raises the ceiling a lot. I think that card is very good for Voices. I think that deck is scary.
Yeah,
I
double
don't know
sword.
why, but recently I've queued into a lot of Centaurions in regional.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, dude. That deck is so... It's like actually a solid deck, and it's so annoying how solid it is, bro. I hate that deck.
Yeah. I feel like that deck is like another Melodious deck in a sense that it's like a small engine with a lot of hand traps that just like does the same thing every time. But yeah, so you guys expect like Tempai. I would say also like Voices. I think Voices is fairly popular in the States where like I've been looking at a lot of like the South American and like European events. I feel like Voices is way more popular in North America than it is in Europe.
And I feel like Voices are more popular in Canada because all the good Voices player I can think are like majority Canadian.
Mm.
Or specifically Centoli, I guess.
Yeah. he hasn't really been playing that. Something that like some people have been having success with, and Lunger, you could talk about this one, Salamangreat. Like Salamangreat has been popping off a little bit lately. Like people have been doing well with Salamangreat at these different nationals.
Hey, Salad's crazy.
I know we just got the import like Soul something's like a level 3 extender guy. That
I don't think that card is good.
Soul.
Yeah, Code of the Soul.
I think it just the impact, like the addition with Princess to that deck. A lot of people just don't know, don't realizing Salah is actually a deck that can utilize Princess a lot.
Yeah,
I think it does it the best.
Yeah, arguably, yeah.
I mean, if Snake Eye didn't exist, then potentially it would be contention.
Yeah, I agree.
Smiley face.
yeah.
I mean, we can really see Salah going be like almost tier 1.5 to almost tier 1 if we see 2 more panelists just hitting whatever currently you have. Maybe we'll see Salah be like one of the meta deck in November this year. Who knows?
Who
You
knows?
just have to ban every Fiendsmith card and every card that Fiendsmiths get in.
I mean, they could
Every
just
card,
not
every
give us
feature
the link too. They could just not give us the link too, and then nothing's gonna be useful.
Yeah. So that kind of brings us on to like the latter topic that I wanted to talk about is the NAWCQ season. Indy is the last YCS pretty much of the season, if I'm not mistaken, in North America at least. I know there should be one more in South America and nothing in Europe.
I don't think there is one more South American. I think it's a.
That's it. Yeah, so
Pretty
Indy
sure, yeah.
so Indy should be the last YCS of the season. How are you guys feeling going into the NAWCQ season? If you guys have looked into any of the new stuff, I know that Josh mentioned the Fiendsmith cards coming out of Infinite Forbidden.
Yeah, those are good. Whitewood's like,
Aesthetic.
I think it needs to be explored more.
I think it's always exciting when new cards come out, and then to even raise the excitement of it. It's like
and it
new
raises
sets coming out the weekend of nationals.
Yeah, it raises the stakes also because
Yeah.
it's just like who's gonna find the best thing, you know? Because whoever does well at nationals is going to the World Championship this September. So
And I fucking hate it.
yeah. But how are you guys
don't like
feeling
that
about the
too
new
when,
stuff?
new sets come out on like the weekends of events.
No,
I love it.
It's always just horrible.
They've
Like,
done it for, like, the last
it's
3 or
exciting
4
to
events.
figure out, but realistically, it's just annoying because there's so many things.
Yeah,
There's no data.
Yeah, it's no data, but I feel like if you find something, you just have like an edge on the whole room. That feels insane.
But at the same time, you won't be able to counter against other people's things, right? Because it's just unpredictable. They
Yeah,
actually make everything a lot harder. It's way more variable here.
that's fair. That's fair. But shoot, what do you think about the cards coming out of Infinite Forbidden? I know you talked about the Moon Link, the Moon of the Closed World. That's like a card that we're expecting to be imported in the Battles of Legend, along with Phantom of Yubel. But
I mean,
we don't know.
It could also not be in Battle Legend, but also just part of info. So it doesn't make a difference. But my concern is not really the sets, more like we should get another ban list in between.
Yeah, I was thinking that we
let's
should
see
get
what's up
another
with that.
ban list before Nationals, but
Yeah. Because like it's also very awkward. Regionals end around end of June, where there's nothing. We have almost a whole month of nothing. Then WCQ.
yeah.
Nah, I doubt there'll be a ban list because if you think about like the upcoming releases, I don't think Konami's gonna want to touch Snake Eye until they at least like reprint the cards in the tins. So, like another ban list doesn't really make sense. I think.
I feel like they had to, right? Because so when I saw the last ban list, I already knew, or I already predicted there might be another list. Because there are some cards that OCG released recently in their list that we just never got the changes.
Yes, that
Things
is true.
like
MX
Heavy
Saber,
Storm.
Invoker,
Yeah, like Invoker, release of Heavy Storm, and then
Summer
Errata of Summer
Sorcerers.
Sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those I think we might get a list around like the end of June, around Battle of Legend, where it makes more sense they release those cards at then and then reprint it in Battle of Legend immediately. They didn't give us during last list during April because there's no reprint sets recently. Well, I guess besides RC2, but RC2 is probably decided a long time ago.
Yeah. That is true. I thought that was interesting that we didn't get the Summon Sorcerers back on our last list.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we should be getting another list. And they didn't like really hit Snake Eye to us. I was like, okay, we're probably going to get another list before anything major.
OCG has a scheduled July 1st list, which will be their like world's impacting list. I feel like we should also get one.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because if we don't, that means our last list is what mid of April. We won't get one until what August,
Yeah, August or
maybe even
September.
September out, maybe even September afterwards. I feel like a bit too long. You have to play 3 Ash for another like almost half year. That sounds kind of bizarre, right?
Yeah. I think that because I don't really keep up with the OCG schedule. I know they have a schedule, but I don't know like when the exact dates are. But now that you say that the next list should be on July 1st, it does make sense that they would hit the deck here in the TCG in order to match similar to the OCG prepping for the World Championship.
Oh yeah, OCG has a fixed day. It's always January, April, July, October 1st. Every 3 months.
Well, it doesn't really need to match.
It doesn't have to be. When I say that, I don't mean like it has to be the same cards, but I don't think that they would hit Snake Eye like all the cards in the OCG and then just have us playing like another month playing all of our WCQs with the cards at full power. I would say that they would also hit it.
Yeah, I'm very convinced they will match because last year we got like we got the Benless Mythily, right?
Yeah.
That specifically you can tell it is for the purpose serving worlds.
We did get a banless mid YCS. Our May YCS also was also our May YCS to match for the national season. So that was interesting. But yeah, that makes some sense. But are there any like cards in particular that you guys are looking forward to? I'm kind of like honing in on that because I think that the Infinite Forbidden set is an insane set and it offers a lot for a lot of different archetypes and it's a lot of new stuff that I think will have immediate impact, if not be like some of the best cards in the game on release, you know?
What cards are you thinking of, Jim?
I think, obviously, everyone knows the Fiendsmith cards. Those are the cards that are seeing the most success right now. I also think that the Whitewood cards have some potential. I think that they're a little bit underexplored in the OCG. I don't think that the deck can do much under Maxi. Maybe here we can do something cooler with it because we don't have a card like Maxi. Obviously, there are the Millennium cards. Those are like cards that I think like Jesse put a lot of people in the TCG onto because he made a video a while back saying like, why is no one talking about these cards? And the cards are actually very good. We're also getting new Drytron cards, which I think those cards are good. New Madolche cards, which those cards are also good. The Gimmick Puppet FTK support, which I think that that deck, while not a completely high tier deck, I think that deck is like solid and is something that I feel like people would play because it's competent at what it does and it's something that if you're not siding for, I think you can lose to that deck really easily. Those are just some of the things. Obviously, we get the new the Mochi Munchie, the Octopus Jellyfish hand trap card. Like we get a lot of really powerful cards in the next set. So
I just want one thing to happen when I'm walking on that. Some branded player crying they give puppet to an actual puppet player.
Oh my god, yeah, that sounds hilarious. Yeah, you just gimmick puppet some guy and then he just goes like, normal summon little soldier.
Yes, thanks.
That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. But yeah, I'm super excited for the next couple of months. I know when I get to Indy, I have to talk with Logan Kite and Trey Porter because I know Trey Porter from Goo Gaming, he's doing the next Goo series. And I know Trey Porter said that he wanted to host a similar style tournament, Team War, towards the end of June, early July, because I know Jose and Shu said that we basically have a whole month of nothing. And I have to talk to them about like helping, because JNC, we're going to help like organize and like put stuff together, or at least myself, in order to get stuff together.
Cool.
Yeah, the last one was really cool.
The
last one was really cool. Good. So I want to help to see if we can make them bigger tournaments, so maybe we can have like multiple JNC teams in the tournament, you know?
Yeah, it'd be cooler too if you could do it if they could do it like closer to national season, so we get like maybe a sneak peek of the new cards that are coming.
Yeah, 100%. We were already talking about having it be Infinite Forbidden legal, and then having some of the imports that we expected legal, not just like a full-on OCG format tournament with all the cards legal, but maybe have the Phantom of Yubel, because that's a big one that we're expecting to get. Moon of the Open World, and maybe the toy cards for the Whitewood deck. have those cards potentially legal.
By then we will already have Battle of Legends, so we
so
will
we'll already know.
Majority of things we could be using.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people got helped out a lot under Snake Eye like gameplay, from the first series, like watching
JNC win the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Everyone thought Fire King was the best deck.
Yeah, for some reason, and then even after that, like Fire King was the most represented deck, I believe, at Vegas. Like it was still the most represented deck. But
yeah.
I think that's it for us. I appreciate you guys for being on with me, and good luck to everyone going to YCS Indy. JNC signing out. Have a great night, everyone.